from our archives, the Billy Graham Classics.
Have you ever felt that quiet pull in your soul as if someone out there already knows your name? As if love is whispering through the air, waiting for you to catch the sound. I stand before you today with a message that feels too beautiful to keep to myself. The angels say your future spouse has been speaking about you, and their words would melt your heart if you could hear them now. This is not about chance or mere coincidence. It is about connection written before time began. Somewhere out there, someone's prayers carry your name. In moments when they are tired, they speak of longing for a hand that feels like home. In moments of joy, they speak of wishing they could share it with the soul they have not yet met. They describe you without even knowing your face. They speak of kindness, of laughter, of the strength they hope you carry when life feels heavy. They are grateful for you before your first hello. The angels hear every word, every dream, every hope they place into the heavens, and they bring this message to you as proof. Love is already reaching for you. Love is not something that simply appears out of nowhere. It is being carefully prepared, nurtured, and guided even before you are aware of it. When the angels say your future spouse has been speaking about you, it's more than poetic imagery. It's a reminder that love is alive and moving toward you right now. Imagine someone who has never seen your face, never heard your voice, yet feels your presence so deeply that they speak about you as if you are already a part of their life. They pray for you. They thank heaven for you. They dream of moments you will share, and they pour their hopes into words that rise like incense to the skies. These whispers are not empty. They have weight and meaning, because love always leaves traces long before it arrives fully formed. When you begin to understand that love is being prepared for you, your perspective shifts. You stop viewing relationships as random or rushed. You realize that your life is not an accident, and neither is your love story. Every laugh, every heartbreak, every lesson is shaping you to meet the one who is also being shaped to meet you. Somewhere, right now, someone is learning to be softer, kinder, braver, not just for themselves, but for you. Every step they take is a step closer to becoming the partner you deserve. In the same way, every step you take into growth and healing prepares you to meet them fully, without fear or unfinished wounds holding you back. This truth carries a quiet beauty. When the angels say your future spouse has been speaking about you, they remind you that you are already deeply valued. You are not waiting to become worthy of love. You are already worthy, and someone out there already senses it. Their heart has room for you even before your first conversation. And though you cannot hear their exact words, you can feel their energy in unexpected ways. A sudden sense of peace when you're anxious, a burst of hope when you were ready to give up. These are gentle nudges from heaven, showing you that your lives are being guided toward each other. Think of it like two rivers running miles apart, yet heading inevitably toward the same ocean. You may not see the other stream, but it is flowing just as surely as yours. The angels see both paths at once, and they reassure you, do not fear, you are already on course. Someone is already aligning their dreams with yours, already picturing a future that holds your smile. They are asking heaven to bless the journey, to make them ready, to keep your heart safe until you meet. These unseen prayers are powerful because love spoken with sincerity does not fade into nothing. It rises, it resonates, and it calls forth the right moment for two souls to meet. Knowing that love is being prepared for you also invites you to live differently. Instead of chasing relationships to fill a void, you learn to trust that the right one is finding you even as you prepare yourself. You realize that loneliness does not mean you're unloved. It means you're in the middle of becoming the person who can receive the love already on its way. You start valuing your own growth because you want to meet your partner not half-formed, but whole. Their prayers for you inspire you to pray for them not because you know who they are, but because you know they're real. You may even find yourself speaking to the air, thanking heaven for someone you have yet to meet, simply because your spirit knows they are out there doing the same. There is something deeply comforting about believing that love is already alive in someone else's heart, waiting for you. It takes away the fear that you have been overlooked. It removes the pressure to force things to happen on your own timeline. It shifts the focus from will I ever find them to how can I become ready to recognize and embrace them when we meet. Because when love is guided by something divine, you don't have to fight to make it fit. It will fit naturally because both of you have been prepared for each other. So let this message settle in your heart. The angels say your future spouse has been speaking about you. Their words are soft, full of hope, maybe even full of longing, but always blessed with love. They are not waiting to fall in love with just anyone. They are waiting to fall in love with you. And as you take each step forward in life, remember you are not walking alone. Love is moving toward you just as you are moving toward love. And one day all those whispered prayers and unseen conversations will meet in a single breathtaking moment when heaven's timing becomes clear. Divine timing is the quiet hand that guides love into place, making sure it arrives not a moment too soon and never a moment too late. When we say that this connection is not accidental but guided by something higher, it means there is a design at work that you may not fully see yet. The angels are reminding you that your life and your love story are not random events stitched together by chance encounters. They are threads woven with care, moving toward a meeting point already written long before you began to wonder when it would happen. Think about all the moments you wish something would happen sooner. The times you felt ready for love, but the door didn't open. In those moments it can feel as if the heavens are silent, but in truth there is movement beneath the surface. The other person is also being prepared. Their heart is being softened in ways you cannot witness. Their life is being rearranged so that when your paths cross, it will not be a fragile meeting, but a steady one, strong enough to last. What feels like a delay is actually protection. What feels like silence is actually preparation. Divine timing is not about withholding joy to test your patience. It is about aligning two lives so that love can flourish rather than fracture. Imagine meeting too soon before either of you had learned the lessons that make you wise enough to recognize real love. You might pass each other by without seeing the treasure standing in front of you. But when heaven orchestrates the timing, you meet at a point when your hearts are ready to hear each other clearly, when your spirits are tuned to the same frequency.
This is why the angels speak of timing as something sacred. They are not concerned with human schedules or rushed expectations. They are not impressed by clocks or calendars. They see beyond the moment you're in. They see the moment you're being led to, and they know it will be worth the wait. Trusting divine timing is not easy because it asks you to release control. It asks you to believe that even when nothing seems to be happening, everything is happening. It asks you to walk by faith rather than by sight, to keep your heart open even when your hands are empty.
Sometimes the waiting refines you. It teaches you what you truly need rather than what you thought you wanted. It shapes your character so that when you finally stand face to face with the one you've been praying for, you meet them as the best version of yourself. It removes the desperation that can cloud judgment and replaces it with clarity, because love meant for you will not have to be forced or begged for. It will come naturally, flowing with a sense of peace rather than anxiety. The other beautiful truth about divine timing is that it works on both sides. It is not only about preparing you, it is about preparing them. Right now, they may be going through seasons that seem far from romance. Challenges, growth, lessons that mold them into someone who can love you with wisdom and tenderness. They may be learning to forgive, to trust, to stand strong, or to soften their heart. They may be letting go of past pain to make room for the joy you will bring. All of this happens under heaven's careful watch, making sure that when you finally meet, the love between you is not a fragile spark, but a steady flame. When you believe in divine timing, you stop asking, why hasn't this happened yet? And start asking, what is this season teaching me? Instead of racing to find love, you learn to live fully where you are, trusting that love will arrive as part of the path rather than as a prize at the end of it. You begin to notice small signs, encounters, coincidences, moments of unexplainable peace that remind you the timing is being guided. Even delays or detours are not failures. They are adjustments, making sure your heart is aligned with the right person at the right time. The angel's message about timing is deeply reassuring. Love is not something you have to chase in fear of missing it. What is truly yours cannot be taken by anyone else, and what is not yours will never feel right, no matter how hard you hold on. Divine timing teaches you to release anxiety and trust that when love appears, it will be unmistakable. You will not have to question whether it is real, because everything in your spirit will say, "This is what I was waiting for." So trust the process. The seasons of waiting are not empty. They are sacred ground where your heart is quietly being prepared. Every day you live with faith rather than fear. You step closer to the moment when heaven says now. And in that moment, the delays will make sense. The patience will prove its worth. And the timing will feel perfect because it always was. Your future spouse sees your heart before they ever see your face. This is not about physical features, style, or the way you present yourself to the world. It's about something far deeper. The angels say this person is already dreaming of you, not because of how you look, but because of who you are becoming inside. They imagine your kindness, your laughter, your strength in difficult times, and the way your soul carries light, even when life feels heavy. Long before the first hello, they are describing the essence of you to heaven itself. There is something sacred about being loved for qualities you cannot manufacture or fake. In a world so often obsessed with appearance, this kind of love recognizes what is eternal rather than temporary. Your future spouse's prayers and thoughts are not about surface details. They are not asking for perfection. They are asking for someone whose spirit feels like home. They imagine the kind of heart that listens without judgment, the kind of courage that stays steady when storms come, the kind of joy that lights up ordinary moments. They sense these things in you, even though they have never seen your face, because true love is guided by a higher knowing. When you realize that someone is already envisioning your character, it shifts the way you live now. You stop worrying so much about how to appear impressive, and you start focusing on becoming authentic. You understand that the qualities that will draw this person to you are the ones you build quietly in your everyday life. Compassion when no one is watching, integrity when no one gives you credit, perseverance when things are difficult. These are the traits they are longing for, even if they don't yet know your name. The angel's message carries a reminder. You are already enough. You do not need to compete with the world's idea of beauty or success to attract the one meant for you. The connection will not be built on fleeting attraction, but on deep recognition. They will feel as though they've known your heart forever, even in your first conversation. This kind of love does not fade when appearances change or when life becomes challenging, because it is rooted in something far stronger, the essence of who you are. Imagine them now speaking about you without even realizing it. They may say to heaven, "I hope they're kind. I hope they have a gentle laugh. I hope they are strong enough to face life's hardships with courage." They are painting a picture of you without seeing your face, because the qualities they hope for are the ones you already carry. This should fill you with quiet confidence. You do not need to force love to happen or change yourself to be worthy of it. You are already becoming the person they dream of simply by growing into your truest self. This truth also calls you to honor your own heart. Just as they dream of someone kind and loving, you are allowed to desire those same qualities in return. The person meant for you is being shaped by similar values. They are learning to forgive, to love without conditions, to stand with compassion rather than judgment. When you meet, it will feel like two souls recognizing the same light in each other, a light that was nurtured long before you crossed paths. The beauty of being seen for your heart first is that you never have to pretend. You will not need to hide parts of yourself or live up to impossible standards. You will be cherished for the very things that make you uniquely you. Even now, before you meet, their prayers and hopes align with your true nature, not with an image you have to create.
This kind of love also reminds you to stay patient and true to yourself. In seasons when you feel unseen, remember that someone already senses you. In moments when you wonder if you're enough, remember that they are asking heaven for exactly the qualities you're building right now. The angels hear their words, words of gratitude for your future, words of longing to meet you, words of hope that you are happy and cared for until you finally come together.
So walk in this truth. Your future spouse values who you are, not just how you appear. They are already describing your heart in ways that would melt you if you could hear them now. And when you finally meet, their recognition will feel instant, as though your souls have been speaking to each other long before your voices ever did. This love will not be based on a passing glance. It will be based on a deep knowing, the kind of knowing that can only come from something divine. You must grow into the love you wish to receive, because the kind of love that lasts is not something you simply stumble into. It's something you prepare for. When the angels speak about your future spouse already thinking of you, they are also reminding you to become the person who can recognize, welcome, and nurture that love when it arrives. True love doesn't just ask for attraction or excitement. It calls for maturity, patience, and a heart that knows how to give as well as receive. Every quality you desire in your future partner, kindness, loyalty, gentleness, strength, should also take root in you. Love is not about waiting passively for someone to appear and fill in your gaps. It's about becoming whole, so that when you meet, you're able to stand beside them rather than lean on them to hold you up. If you want someone who can listen deeply, practice listening now. If you long for someone steady and trustworthy, learn how to live in a way that others can trust. If you hope for someone with an open, forgiving heart, begin to forgive yourself and those who have hurt you. These small daily choices are how you grow into the love you're destined to receive. When you invest in your own growth, you also protect your heart from settling for less than it deserves. Without preparation, it's easy to mistake attention for love or excitement for commitment. But when you've done the inner work, you can tell the difference between someone who truly values you and someone who only sees you as temporary comfort. You won't be easily swayed by empty words because you already know your worth. The angels are urging you to walk into love with wisdom, not desperation, to meet your future spouse, not with unhealed wounds, but with a spirit ready to share life openly and freely. This journey of preparation is not about becoming perfect, and no one ever is. It's about becoming conscious of your heart and taking responsibility for the way you love. It's about breaking old patterns that might keep you from recognizing the person meant for you. It's about learning patience so that you don't rush into relationships that feel urgent but aren't right for you. And it's about cultivating gratitude for your own life so that when someone comes along to share it with you, they meet a person who is already alive with purpose and joy, not someone waiting to be rescued. Your future spouse is doing the same work in their own way. They are being shaped, refined, and prepared just as you are. Their prayers are for someone ready to walk beside them, not behind them, not ahead of them, but beside them. Every step you take now in healing, learning, and building your character is an answer to their prayers. You are becoming the kind of person they already dream of, even without knowing your name. Growing into love also means being open to divine timing and trusting the process, rather than forcing outcomes. Sometimes this preparation feels lonely. You may wonder why you're waiting, or why certain relationships haven't worked out. But each season teaches you something: how to set boundaries, how to give without losing yourself, how to love without fear. These lessons are not wasted. They are the building blocks of a love that will last when you finally meet the person heaven has been guiding you toward. Think of it as tending a garden. You can't rush seeds to grow simply by wishing for flowers. You water them, nurture them, pull the weeds that threaten them, and wait for the right season to see them bloom. Your heart is that garden. Every kind action you practice, every moment of patience you show yourself, every step of healing you take, all of it prepares you to welcome someone who will cherish you with the same care. When the angels say your future spouse has been speaking about you, They're not only telling you love is on the way, they're inviting you to live in such a way that you're ready to receive it. Imagine the moment you meet them. Wouldn't you want to look back and know you spent this time becoming strong, loving, and whole? Wouldn't you want to know you've done everything you could to ensure your love story begins on solid ground? So keep growing. Keep becoming. Trust that every effort you make to shape your own heart is also shaping your future together. And when that day arrives, when you finally meet the one who has been praying for you, your preparation will shine through. You will be able to love without fear, to receive without doubt, and to build a relationship worthy of the prayers you've both been sending into heaven. You said, explain keynotes 5 to 900 words without heading and end keywords. ChatGPT said, signs and whispers surround you all the time, guiding you toward the love that has been promised. When the angels say your future spouse has been speaking about you, they are also telling you that heaven leaves hints along the way, little confirmations that you are not walking alone, that your paths are indeed moving closer together. These signs may come as moments of peace when you least expect it, dreams that feel too vivid to dismiss, coincidences that seem too perfect to ignore, or even sudden feelings of hope right when you were about to give up. They are not random. They are messages reminding you that love is already in motion. Sometimes these signs appear in subtle ways. You might hear someone mention a name that stays with you for no reason, or come across a phrase that feels strangely personal, as if it was meant only for you. You might feel a deep calm in your heart, a sense that something wonderful is near, even if you can't explain why. These are whispers from heaven, gentle nudges, telling you that you're on the right path. They are not meant to cause anxiety or make you guess at every detail, but to reassure you that divine guidance is real and active. When you become aware of these signs, it changes how you move through life. Instead of feeling lost or impatient, you begin to walk with quiet expectancy. You pay attention to the people you meet, the places you're drawn to, and the feelings that stir inside you. You realize that love is not just something you're waiting for. It's something that's already reaching for you. Step by step, through these divine alignments, every whisper says the same thing. Keep going. You're closer than you think. These moments also help you trust that you are being cared for. If you've ever wondered whether heaven really notices you, these signs are your answer. They say that your prayers have been heard, and so have theirs. Somewhere your future spouse is walking through life with their own whispers and signs too. Just as you are guided toward them, they are guided toward you. They might feel an unexplainable pull to grow, to prepare, to dream of someone they have not yet met, and that someone is you. It's important to approach these signs with peace rather than fear. They are not puzzles you have to solve or codes you must crack. They are gentle reassurances, reminders to keep your heart open and your spirit awake. The purpose is not to control your future or predict every step, but to show you that your story is unfolding exactly as it should. These whispers tell you that your love story is being written by a hand far wiser than yours, one that knows the perfect timing for every meeting and every moment. Some signs may come through people, a kind word from a stranger that feels too perfect to be coincidence, or advice from a friend that speaks directly to what you've been feeling. Some may come through circumstances, opportunities that lead you into new environments, where the right encounter can take place. And some may come through your own heart, a sudden clarity about who you are becoming and what kind of love you're ready to receive. These divine hints also encourage you to stay patient and trust the process. When you know heaven is guiding you, you no longer feel pressure to force love to happen. You stop chasing things that aren't right for you because you realize that the right person will appear at the right time. You learn to wait with hope instead of fear, because every whisper is evidence that the angels are moving pieces into place. Even seasons of silence can be a sign. When nothing seems to happen, it may mean that things are happening behind the scenes. Your future spouse might be going through lessons, changes, or growth that will make them ready to love you fully. During that time, you are also being shaped. The whispers are not always loud or constant, but they are always there when you need them most. They are heaven's way of saying, stay the course. You're exactly where you should be. By noticing these signs and whispers, you keep your heart soft and receptive. You become more aware of how guided your life truly is. And when love finally appears, you will look back and recognize how every little nudge led you here. The moments of peace, the coincidences, the dreams, they will all make sense. You will realize they were not random at all, but messages preparing you for the meeting heaven had planned from the beginning.